What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, my name is Taylor. Go ahead and click that subscribe button so you can join the fam, and also don't forget to turn on post notifications so you never miss when I upload a new video. This week I decided to do another true crime case for y'all, so I really hope y'all enjoy this one. My last ones have become big hits and y'all just keep asking for more, so I'm gonna continue doing what y'all ask. This true crime case is actually a case that's helped solve another case. So that's why it is so important to me, because it's crazy how one case led to solving another case. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. The person we're going to be talking about for this case is Nikki MacLeod. Nikki MacLeod was 28 years old when she went missing. She went missing in Richmond, Indiana on July 22nd of 2001. The crazy thing is about this case is that Nikki went missing 3 weeks before she was supposed to get married. Nikki had a fiance named Robert Webster, and they were supposed to get married 3 weeks before Nikki went missing. So, of course, preparing for the wedding, Nikki had a lot of errands to run. It was a Sunday, and while Robert went off with some of his buddies to the mall to look at getting his tux for the wedding, Nikki went to the laundromat to do laundry. Nikki was doing her laundry when she told her sister that she felt very uncomfortable. There was these men who was not harassing her but making kind of sexual judgments towards her, and so Nikki's sister basically told her just to get her laundry, and you're welcome to come do your laundry at our house. Don't stay there, go get your laundry and you can dry your laundry at our house. So Nikki went to get her laundry and was going to go back to her sister's house to dry her clothes. However, Nikki never showed up. So Nikki's sister, mom, and Nikki also had a 9-year-old daughter who they were watching while Nikki was doing her laundry. They were all at the house waiting for Nikki and wondering where she was. By 4:30 p.m. that day, Nikki's fiance came home from the mall. He saw that Nikki had left her purse and ID at home. However, her car was not at the house. She was not home. Her daughter wasn't home, so he just assumed maybe she was at a friend's, maybe she was finishing running errands, so he decided to wait for her to come home. A few hours pass, Nikki doesn't show up at home, so her fiance starts getting worried. He starts making phone calls to her mom, her sister, asking where's Nikki. They couldn't find her. Nikki's mom calls Nikki's ex-husband to come pick up his daughter and explained what was going on and that they couldn't find Nikki. So Nikki's ex-husband was watching their daughter while they were trying to find Nikki. So Nikki's fiance, mom, and sister start making tons of phone calls to hospitals, to friends, to other family members, trying to figure out where Nikki could have gone. However, nobody had known where she went, nobody had seen her, so that's when they decide to file a missing person report the next day. Nikki had to go to work the next day, so the family members just tried to stay calm and hope that she would show up to work so then they'd be able to find her. However, the next day, Nikki did not show up to work, and this is when her family members and her fiance started to get very worried. Richmond Police Department also started to get worried after this, and they started to investigate into this case. The police department's first person of interest, of course, was her fiance, so they started to look at him, and honestly, he did not help this at all by doing what he did. He just made himself seem more suspicious, and I don't know if he did this on purpose or if maybe he was the one who had something to do with Nikki. The day after Nikki went missing, he went and tried to sell his engagement ring that Nikki had got him. Not only that, but also he was calling the college Nikki went to and was trying to get money back from the classes that she was taking at that college. However, he did not know that her employers were paying for it, so therefore, even if there was money he could get, he wouldn't have got it. It would have went back to the employers. So after all this suspicion, they decided to do a polygraph test on Robert Webster, and he failed the polygraph test. During the polygraph test, they asked him, did he have anything to do with Nikki's disappearance, and he said no. However, it came back that he had failed it, so obviously he did have something to do with Nikki's disappearance. However, they did not have any evidence that Robert had done anything to his fiance, so they couldn't arrest him. They just kept him as a person of interest. So time goes by and nothing else is coming up until 3.5 months after Nikki's disappearance. 3.5 months after Nikki's disappearance, they found Nikki's car at an apartment complex where her ex-husband lives. Her ex-husband, Stephen Johnston, automatically becomes a person of interest instead of Robert now. Since they found Nikki's car at his apartment complex, they decided to give Stephen a polygraph test, and Stephen passes the polygraph test. He said he had nothing to do with Nikki's disappearance, he hadn't seen Nikki, and it all comes back true. They even sent Nikki's car off to be tested for any DNA samples, and they couldn't find anything on the car. They couldn't find no blood DNA, they couldn't find any fingerprints, nothing came back on the car. However, there was a co-worker that Nikki had worked with, and his name was Tommy Swint. Tommy Swint worked with Nikki, and it was said that he had an obsession with her. And Nikki either didn't want to be with him, or either they were more than friends. The reason why Tommy Swint became a person of interest is because the car was actually parked close to his apartment complex also, not just her ex-husband's. So when the police department goes to Tommy Swint to ask him questions, he is not cooperating at all. He does not want to talk to them. He does not want to talk to them about Nikki, nothing. And they can't force him to talk, so they just have to let it go. So this case basically went cold for 6 years. 6 years had passed and there was no evidence, nothing came up until after the 6 years had passed. They had a hit on Tommy Swint. They found out that Tommy was working as a cop in Trotwood, Ohio, just a town over. So Richmond Police Department basically just went right away to Trotwood to talk to their chief of police to let him know, like, hey, did this guy tell you he is a person of interest in this case? The chief of police at Trotwood Police Department said no, that Tommy did not tell them that he was a person of interest in this case. So they gave Tommy the option to either be released or terminated. Tommy chose to be released, however, he did not stop there. He was very angry with Richmond Police Department. Tommy tried suing Richmond Police Department, saying that they did not tell him he was a person of interest in Nikki's case and that he knew nothing about it. Tommy suing Richmond Police Department did nothing for him. The case was dropped because Richmond Police Department defended themselves and said that they did tell Tommy that he was a person of interest in Nikki's case. So Tommy did not win. There was a loss and he didn't get any money from it. However, Tommy suing Richmond Police Department, of course, put his face all in the newspaper and all over the news on television. So a lot of people saw his face and a person even recognized him. Someone gave information to Richmond Police Department anonymously, saying that they should look into Tommy for another case. That other case is Tina Ivory's case. Tina Ivory lived in Dayton, Ohio. She was 33 years old, and she was found off the side of the road in a pile of trash, dead. Tina's case was cold for 16 years until now. So Richmond Police Department decided to look into Tina Ivory's case, and they did find semen and blood samples on Tina when she was found. However, they never had any samples to match that up with. Turns out Tommy gave his blood to Richmond Police Department when the attorneys had asked for it, because he was only cooperating with his attorneys, so they had Tommy's DNA. So they took the DNA they had found on Tina and matched it up with Tommy's DNA, and it was a perfect match. Not only that, but they also had a fingerprint found on the tape that Tina was wrapped up in. So they asked Tommy, could we get your fingerprints? And this whole time, Tommy is thinking they are wanting his fingerprints and his DNA for Nikki's case. However, they don't know they're testing him for Tina's case. So Tommy, of course, offers up his fingerprints, and it turns out to be a perfect match also. At this time, Tommy is working as a security guard in Alabama, so Richmond Police Department notify Alabama and let them know what's going on. So they have Richmond Police Department, Alabama, and Indiana all in this together, and they let Alabama know to go to Tommy's house and arrest him. Alabama Police Department shows up at Tommy's house, and before they can even get inside Tommy's house, they hear a gunshot. After they hear this gunshot, they go in and find Tommy laying on the floor. He had committed suicide. However, even though Tommy did kill himself, they believe that there is another person of interest that knew Tommy. They believe at Tommy's old job in Dayton, Ohio, that Tommy had a connection with a woman there, that he may have shared information through pillow talk with her about Nikki. So now this person is a person of interest in the case, and they are going to talk to her. That is all the information I have on the case for Nikki, you guys. Who do y'all think did it? Do y'all think it was the fiance? Do y'all think it was the ex-husband? Or maybe it was Tommy? Or maybe it was the guys who was harassing her at the laundromat? Who do y'all think it is? Talk in the comments below and let me know. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you never miss when I upload a new video. Also, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video.